Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Tony Lecture talk show about Chinese words. Last time we mentioned the word 老板, which means boss. It comes from the English banker in Shanghai. The Chinese call them 老板 because they are banker. The word bank has a lot of example in Chinese words. Remember, there is a novel called the Taipan, which Chinese translated as 大班. 大班 means someone who is very, very, very a big shot. Taipan is the original trader in Hong Kong, as described by the novel Taipan. There's another novel by the same author called Shogun. Shogun means general. Shogun now is also used by the Kim Jong-un. He is a shogun, general. He has no specific class in the military, just like Colonel Gaddafi. He's important not by name, class, by the law, but just by the power that he assumed, right? So Taipan is a person who is very powerful, like shogun. These are the important people. Taipan, the Chinese word 大班. Ban actually quite close to 老板. 老板. Ban actually in the elementary school or in the school with class is called ban. The Chinese word ban comes from two J pieces now split by some instrument, and then they bound together becomes a ban. So ban actually is also bind. And bind in Chinese is also pronounced as quite the same. Bang, bang. For example, you Chinese ladies for 1,000 years has a tradition of binding their feet to only 3 inches. Bound feet. Chinese bound feet are very, very important Chinese cultural thing, usually only for the rich people and aristocrat, not for farmers. And when they walk like, walking on a stick. So it's bound feet. Bound feet, bound, as I said, is bang, bang. So you say, you tie up something, bang 起来, bang. So it's quite close to ban. So you see, ban, bang, 大班. 大班 means Taipan, the big shots, okay? Bang means you tied up something. Another word which sounds the same is pang. Pang. Pang is also very interesting. Pang comes from also a split in half. Somebody who's very fat is called 胖子. Pang in Chinese means fat. Now, the word originally comes from a split piece of a big cow or pig. When they do the sacrifice, they will choose a very fat a cow or pig. In ancient time, those cows and the fat, because of the way they raise, they are smaller. For example, I was told that the sheep mentioned in the Bible is much smaller than the sheep that we see now. So apparently, the cow and the pig that's slaughtered for sacrifice are supposed to be very small. Therefore, only those cows that can split in half can be used for sacrifice, and their skinning, they cannot be split in half. Now, interesting. 大班 Daban means the big shot, right? Why they are big shot? Because they can bind all of their subordinates, their followers together, so they become big shot, right? And the ban, as I mentioned just now, is a class in the elementary school. It's called one class, ban. Classmate, we say tong ban, means the same class. So ban. Now you have to use your imagination. Chinese word make up Chinese word different, very strange. It comes from split J's. They split the J into pieces, two half, and they bind together. And so a fat person with a 胖子 is also start with a consonant P, 胖子. Now 胖子 comes from the written system is a meat on the left side. Now, as I mentioned last time, meat is written almost like the moon. If you don't pay attention, you might consider it is the moon. Now, if you start learning Chinese language, the first word you learn might be the moon. The moon is looks like a moon. Now, and the piece of a meat looks like a moon. Why? Because you go to have a slice of meat, and then to a thickening part in the middle, so it becomes a meat. Now, meat is a radical, and the radical can be used to refer to anything that is bodily element, like your arm, your feet, everything. It has something to do with meat. Now, today we only talk about the word fat. A fat guy, 胖子, 胖 is a very fat. Now, if you don't know how to spell, how to pronounce it, easy. You just read just like English word pen, okay? Pen, actually, 胖 sounds very much like the French word pain, which is bread, a loaf of bread. Actually, the word pain comes from Spanish. A loaf, a piece of bread. Now, let me go back to the word fat, okay? Now, the fat is, how to write the fat? Easy. You just have a left side, it's a piece of meat, a radical piece of meat, and the right side is half. We say 半. 半 means half. Now, remember, 半 sounds very much like a ban. Now, why ban becomes ban? As you know, a piece of jade split in half. And you have two pieces of jade put together. You have to bind it. So, bang, bind it. This all sounds the same. All comes together. And then, it jumps from word to word, becomes a very, very, very odd combination. Now, let me tell you. The easiest way to learn Chinese language is to consider this odd combination. Far-fetched. And the person who likes to get far-fetched association will get a better grade, I tell you. Now, why? We jump from the jade to a piece of bread. Interesting. And a piece of bread, a loaf of bread, is used to describe a fat person. It's something similar to a fat person. And fat person actually in Chinese has nothing to do with person. It comes from split half of a cow. Now, half, the word half, 半. If you learn the Chinese written system, you will see it is a cow, split cow, with a knife on top of it. It becomes half. So the metaphor is interesting, and you will see how crazy Chinese are when they start inventing words, right? When the first thing to see half, they don't see the moon half, right? They see rather a piece of a cow, half piece of a cow or a pig. That's called ban. And it becomes pang. Pang is fat. So you see the word fat actually can mean a meaty cow which is worthy of sacrifice. And if you tell people that how Chinese, make up this word, I think most people will laugh to death. But I'll tell you, you will be surprised to death if you continue learn the Chinese word the way I do. Now, you don't go out and the people, most of the Chinese language teachers don't do this. Only me, because I'm very interested in culture. And only in culture you will find learning a language is fun, lots of fun. Now, how can a fat person suddenly you will see becomes a half piece of a cow? Remember, half piece of a cow, because if you split it in half, you can see the oil, right? And you can see it's very rich. Now, let's go back. Pang. Pangzi. Zhi in Chinese is used to refer any articles, smaller thing. Zhi. Zhi. Pangzi. Don't point your finger to a fat person and say, Pangzi. Okay? It's impolite, right? Who is rich, who is fat, or who is not, is entirely, a personal thing. Now, Pang, Bang, Ban, they all come quite close together. It comes from the word Pan, right? P-A-N. Now, suddenly I remember something like, Peter Pan. Peter Pan, yes, Peter Pan is a comic figure. Peter Pan, most vivid thing I remember is a Captain Hook trying to drive, Peter Pan walk the plank, blindfold. Now, walk the plank. Plank, actually, remember last time I talked about the board meeting, a board, right? You walk on a piece of board, blindfold, and then you jump to a certain desk. That is called walk the plank. Sometimes it means also that you go down the drain, right? Go to death. Pan, Peter Pan. Walk the plank. Plank is a piece of board, right? And last time I mentioned that a piece of board, plank, is actually the origin of Chinese word for ban, lao ban, the boss. Ban is a piece of board. Ban is a cluster of things like, two pieces of J put together, or a class of students. A class of students is called ban. Also for the officials or for the workers, when they go to office, in Chinese we say 上班, 上班. And when we finish work, they go home 下班. So 班 is also means office work. 班. Now, 大班. Remember I just said 大班. Do you remember? What is 大班? 大班 means a big shot. 大班 now is not very common phrase except in literature, but it is used in a very interesting situation. It's the leader who can bind all the beauties, all the girls in the dancing hall, and this person is called 大班. You don't have to learn the Chinese, starting from a dancing hall, which is a little bit strange, right? Sometimes when I teach Chinese foreigners Chinese language, I will, just like most interesting language teachers, I will start teaching them curses. I will try, if you trace me, I will try to do that, sometime in the future. It's a lot of fun. Chinese love to curse more than anybody else. And historically, we have a long history of curses. Now, I think, what kind of a plan is fattest? The big thing, I tell you, eggplant. Eggplant. Why do I suddenly mention eggplant? Because I suddenly think of something. The Spanish, when they learn to smoke cigar, what they learn from the English actually. Cicada, right? Cicada. Cicada becomes a cigar. And cicada is something you see in the tree. They make noise all the time. Cicada, right? A Chinese poet, modern Chinese poet, tried to translate cigar. into something very poetic. It's called the snowy eggplant. Snowy eggplant, 雪茄. 雪 is snow. Snow. 雪茄. 茄 means eggplant. Sometimes it's read as 茄子. If you go to the market, you will see 茄子. It's a vernacular expression. 茄 is a more classical pronunciation. 雪茄, cigar. 雪茄. It's a snowy eggplant. Now, snowy eggplant is white. And eggplant is something, you eat, right? It's fat. And cigarette is a bit fat in the middle. So you see somebody who is smoking cigarette. It's like, 雪茄. It's a snowy eggplant. Cicada in Chinese means 蝉. 蝉. You will see the sound. It's like an onomatopoeia. 蝉. 蝉 is another expression of bind. 绑. 蝉 is binding many times. It's called 蝉. The same sound. So Chinese bang feet, we usually will say 缠脚. 缠脚. Chinese ladies every morning, every evening, they spend very long time doing their hair, washing their hair, combing their hair, and also the same length of time will tie up their feet. They use a long piece of cloth. They have to tie it up every evening. Do it over again. That's how they spend their time, and the tiny bit of the feet, 3-inch feet. For 1,000 years, Chinese women do this. Amazing, right? And so they are almost like cicada, you know what I mean? Because they're bound, in the tree. Now, when the cicada is getting older, they have all the silk, tied up their body. It's like, a silkworm. So the silkworm is pronounced the same like 蝉. It's called 蝉. 蝉 means bind. Now, remember I just say 绑. 绑. Did I say 绑? Bind, right? Yes, bind, yes. Almost like English. 绑, bind. Another expression of 绑 is 蝉. 蝉. Actually, 蝉 comes from, yes, cigar. Okay? Cigar comes from a cicada. It's the bird, the animal, the little thing, in the tree. This poet in Chinese who translated cigar as a snowy eggplant is brilliant, okay? But sometimes, other people may not be as brilliant. Anyway. Another word, very common in English, ketchup. Now, I tell you, never go to the Chinese restaurant eating your food with ketchup, because Chinese think it is a bit absurd. The food is supposed to be ready-made. You can put some soy sauce, but you don't put ketchup, because ketchup doesn't go very well with the food. Ketchup, most people think ketchup comes from Cantonese. Ketchup actually is eggplant sauce, which is not exactly the truth. I think according to history, 17th century, the Britons already started using ketchup, called it ketchup. Might come from some sailor, Chinese sailor perhaps. They use a certain kind of fish sauce to do the pickle. And later on, the sauce tomato enter into play. And so people start to confuse. They thought, the Cantonese word for tomato is the same like eggplant. It's called K up. So it becomes ketchup. Probably it is not quite the same. My point is, don't go to a Chinese restaurant and try to sauce your dish with ketchup because the flavor just don't mix. Doesn't make sense. But you will see a Chinese some of the foreigners when they eat the Chinese delicacy, very well prepared, expensive delicacy, they put ketchup that will make people laugh to death. So the only rule is just forget ketchup at all, forever. You cannot have ketchup in the McDonald's joint. I think I talked too much now. I want to refresh what I just mentioned, and so you can remember. 大班 means big shot. Also, the 班 means a class of students, and you go to office 上班, and you finish your office 下班 上班 下班. To bind is 绑 is 绑. The bound feet 绑脚 also means 缠 is another expression of 绑. You can also use the 缠 means to hook. But we will talk about later. Now I want to go back to the word 缠 has something to do with cicada, right? 蝉 is the bird that sings in the tree, which is called cicada. Now, you might want to say Chinese cigar, okay? 雪茄 cigar. 雪 means snow. 茄 means eggplant, which is a classical pronunciation. Modern pronunciation is 茄子 is modern pronunciation of ketchup. Well, at least for this time, you learn at least one Chinese vegetable name, 茄子, eggplant, 茄子. And 茄子was believed to have something to do with ketchup. Ketchup is a Cantonese pronunciation called ketchup. 胖 means fat. And fat comes from half piece of cow. So 胖子 is a cow worthy of sacrifice, right? 胖子. Now, if you add a person on the left side rather than the moon, it becomes 伴. 伴 means companion, okay? Companion. Two half come together, it becomes companion. 伴. 同伴 means comrades. 同班 means classmate. 同班 班 is a class of students. 大班 means big shot. So much for the day. See you later.